Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about radiation. We're going to learn a lot more about radiation when we're in chemistry, but there's some basic stuff that you should already understand. You should be able to define radioactive decay, right? And you should know that what decay means is that something is breaking apart. So for example, I could give off an alpha particle, I could give off a beta particle, I could give off a gamma ray, and these are things that that a particular substance is giving off. So when it does this, we have a substance, all right, and it goes through a decay process, and it gives off a different substance, right, and some radiation and some radioactive stuff, all right, which I'm not going to get into right now. All right, so radioactive decay is essentially a substance breaking apart into a different substance and giving off some radiation in the process. It's morphing, it's changing. Okay, what's half-life? It's the time it takes half of a sample to decay, to change, to become something else. So, Victoria was working with an element and discovered that its half-life is 5 days. Alright, so you should be able to work with problems with this. She started with a sample of 40 grams. So she had 40 grams to start. Right? And then after 5 days, that's its half-life, how much would she have left? Well, the half-life tells you that she only has 20 grams left. And after 5 more days, a total of 10 days, she'd only have 10 grams left. After another 5 days, which is the half-life, she'd have only 5 grams left. And after 20 days, which is another half-life, she'd have only 2.5 grams left. And this can go on to 1.25, 0.625, etc., etc. Right, but this says how much was left after 20 days. We've hit that point down here, so 2.5 grams of our substance. Now Derek has a different substance. His sample has a half-life of 7 days. He also starts with 40 grams. 40 grams. Okay, at time 0. But what happens after 7 days? Well, he's lost half of it. It's gone. It's decayed. And in 7 more days, another half of it is gone. And in another 7 days, another half of it is gone. And you'll notice we've now hit the 21 days, which tells us he only has 5 grams left of the substance. Now, Ashley has a different substance. In her case, the half-life is 10 days. She also starts with 40 grams of this substance, right, at time 0. But it takes 10 days for half of it to decay. And it takes another 10 days for half of it to decay. So you're going to be left with 10 grams of the substance after 20 days. Okay. Christian came into the room and asked Jane to describe the difference between fission and fusion. So help him out and describe the difference. Well, fission is like a fissure in a rock, and this was part of what I talked about in the podcast. So this is one thing which breaks apart into 2 completely different things, like a rock. But fusion is like when you fuse 2 bones together, right? So this is 2 small elements coming together and making one larger element. Okay? So fission is breaking apart, and fusion is putting back together, or putting together. Right? I think that's it.